What's going on, everyone? Chris from Pickdawgz.com here with the Wraparound. We're going to be breaking down the NHL action going down on Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Just a reminder, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. Smash that thumbs up. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games that I love, head to Pickdawgz.com. Click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. You can see I am still on location in Vegas. I am ready to do some more damage at the Sportsbook today. Got a 5-pack on the board. Got my College Hoops Play of the Day. We hit our third straight in that with Kansas yesterday. Hopefully, we're going to run that back here. Going to have an NBA Play of the Day on the board as well. And that 5-pack, my College Hoops Play of the Day, my NBA Moneyball, and 3 more College Hoops plays. Haven't decided if I'm going to have some NHL premiums in today. If I do, they're going to be plays that you see here on the Wraparound. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So let's not waste any more time. We got an 11-game card to break down here. Some pretty good spots on the board. A lot of dogs I'm taking a look at, so let's not wait any longer. You guys know the drill. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get into it. Our first game comes to us from the Lenovo Center, where the Carolina Hurricanes take on the Columbus Blue Jackets. And Columbus getting the big win in Toronto, in their last matchup, on Wednesday. And while it is a back-to-back spot, not necessarily the most ideal spot for the Columbus Blue Jackets to be in, I still think I like the spot here for Columbus. I mean, you look at Carolina. The Carolina team's been playing in a lot of close games as of late. 3 straight one-goal wins, and 4 of their last 5 games have been one-goal games as well. They needed overtime against Chicago and Anaheim. Historically, Columbus has been able to give Carolina a bit of a hard time. The home team has won each of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. But I'll tell you, Columbus has been able to provide some value in this matchup, and I think they are worth at least a look here at plus 1.5, maybe even something on the money line here at plus 270. I said I think this is going to be an interesting spot for Columbus for sure, but like I said, it's one that I'm willing to take a shot on. Now we go to the TD Garden, where the Boston Bruins take on the Ottawa Senators, and I honestly think that it's very telling, this odd shift to where the Senators are road favorites in this game. The Boston Bruins just continue to be inconsistent. Just when I'm ready to give them the benefit of the doubt and think that maybe they've turned the corner, they go and they put up a dud like they did against the New Jersey Devils on Wednesday. And, that was a game where we saw Jeremy Swayman get the start. And for me, Swayman is the much more consistent goaltender of the two. And not only that, Boston used both goaltenders. Jonas Korpisalo got some action in when Swayman got pulled in that game against the Devils. So it's not like you have a rested goaltender like you normally do way more often than not on the second half of a back-to-back. Boston used both their goaltenders here. Ottawa coming in, they were able to take care of business against the Devils and the Bruins earlier last week, but did get shut out by the Rangers. But I'm not holding that against the Ottawa Senators. They've still been playing some solid hockey. There's almost 12. They have 12 wins on the road, almost a 500 team on the road this season. Like I said, I think the odd shift is very telling. Give me the Senators here at minus 120. Now we go to Little Caesars Arena, where the Detroit Red Wings take on the Montreal Canadiens. I'm a little bit confused by this line. I get it. Detroit is at home, where they've been a better team this season. They're 12-11-2. But Montreal is the better team in better form overall right now, and they won back-to-back meetings against Detroit when these two teams met on a back-to-back, just before the Christmas break. And Montreal, again, continuing to roll along. This is a team that's gone from the basement of the Atlantic Division to a team that's, entrenching themselves into at least a wild card spot right now. They are playing extremely well, coming off a home win over Tampa Bay, a home win over New York. And this is a Montreal team that's won 4 straight road games over some pretty solid competition. Washington, Colorado, Dallas, and Utah. Detroit's lost 3 straight. Give me the Montreal Canadiens here at even money. I just think they continue to be disrespected by odds makers. Now we go to this matchup between the New York Rangers and the Philadelphia Flyers. And, this is actually a pretty solid matchup here. The New York Rangers may be showing signs that this team is back, after a bit of a rough start to the year. They've won 5 of their last 7 games. And like I said, putting together some decent results, especially at home, where they've won 3 straight. But I'm going to take a shot here on the Philadelphia Flyers. The Flyers are in great form themselves, winners of 3 straight and 5 of 6. Head-to-head, the Flyers have won the lone meeting this season, 3-1 in Philadelphia. I know that the Rangers have had the number of the Philadelphia Flyers more often than not the last couple of seasons, but I just think that this is a spot where, we could see some value here with the Philadelphia Flyers in a game that I'm basically just betting the Flyers on principle, the fact that I think this should probably be closer to minus 125, minus 130. So to get plus 130 with the Flyers here is where I would lean in this one. Now we head to the Enterprise Center for this matchup between the St. Louis Blues and the Vegas Golden Knights. And, the Vegas Golden Knights are just going through a slump right now. They're a 500 team on the road, and that's the other thing is that, they're 11-8-3 on the road where they haven't necessarily played their best hockey. They just took a loss to the St. Louis Blues back on the 20th, so a couple days ago. And while some would think, well, it's a revenge spot for Vegas, they get to try to get some retribution on St. Louis's home ice and get some revenge that way. This is still a Vegas team that's lost 4 straight, 6 of 7, and they've given up 5 goals in 3 of those 4 losses on this losing streak, including 5 if you count the shootout winner to St. Louis in their last 4 games. St. Louis, they're just coming in playing some better hockey right now. They've won 4 of their last 6. They're 11-10-1 at home themselves here. So to catch St. Louis at plus money here, I think is worth a look. It's an interesting spot for sure, and maybe it's an interesting line with Vegas still being favored, but I think that's just Vegas bias with them having the better record coming into this game at 29-14-4. But St. Louis has been able to provide some value in some spots, and I think that this could be a spot where they provide value as well at home. Give me the Blues here, plus 125. Now we head to the XL Energy Center for this match between the Minnesota Wild and the Utah Hockey Club. And two teams that I'm having a little bit of a hard time figuring out right now. They're both sort of just going up and down. And I mean, Minnesota coming off the big road win over Colorado 3-1. They were getting plus 210 in that thing. I was on the wrong side in that one, but it happens from time to time. And now Minnesota goes back home where they're less effective this season. They're a 500 team at 11-10-1, and they're taking on a Utah team that sort of defied logic. They won back-to-back home games, which is where they've been less effective this season. And last time we saw them out on the road, they were losing games to Edmonton, Dallas. They beat Calgary. So I'm kind of stuck here figuring out which Utah is going to show up, which Minnesota is going to show up. But that's why I'm going to lean towards Utah here at plus money. Utah's been better on the road this season. They're 12-8-3 on the road, almost a 50-50 team, but still, they've been able to pick up points in 15 of 23 road games this season. They've been just better on the road. And head-to-head between these two teams, these two met in a 10-day span back in mid-December, and the road team won both meetings there as well. So to catch plus 130 in a matchup that has had the road team picking up some success as of late, I think that's where I'll be here. Give me the Utah Hockey Club and a lean at plus 130. Now we go to the Scotiabank Saddledome where the Calgary Flames take on the Buffalo Sabers. And, the Buffalo Sabers catching a cheap price on the road here. They won the last meeting between these two teams in early November, but I'm not just going to blindly imagine that this is not the same Buffalo Sabres team that has been struggling more often than not for the better part of the last month and a half. They got the win in Vancouver, and that's all well and good. But now they go to Calgary to take on a Flames team that has played their best at home this season. They're just coming off a 4-game road trip, and I just think that Calgary is the better team here at home, like I said, where they play their best hockey. So I think I have to lean towards the Flames here at minus 130. I can't get there. I would need more plus money to consider the Buffalo Sabres in a spot like this. So give me the Calgary Flames here at minus 130. Now we head to Rogers Place for this matchup between the Edmonton Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks. And we just saw these two teams meet not that long ago, and it finished in a 3-2 win in favor of the Vancouver Canucks in Vancouver. Now it shifts to Edmonton, where the Oilers have actually lost back-to-back games by a final score of 3-2 after they took one against the Washington Capitals, lost that game. And now, again, it's a rematch, but the thing for me here is that the Vancouver Canucks are still struggling offensively. They've scored 3 goals or less in 7 straight games and 8 of their last 9. They're just not finding the back of the net with any sort of consistency right now. They've been they've been more effective on the road this season, but not as effective as they were early on this year. But they're also taking on an Edmonton team that, like I said, scored 2 goals in back-to-back games, is clearly feeling, the absence of Connor McDavid with the suspension. Thankfully for them, they don't have to deal with it much longer. But like I said, I just think this could be another 3-2 game. I think this is normally when you see these two teams on the marquee, you think goals, you see goals coming in bunches. But I think that this is going to end up being just a lower scoring game, maybe another 3-2 kind of game if you want to put someone on a correct score here. But give me the under 5.5 between the Oilers and the Canucks. Now we head to the Honda Center where the Anaheim Ducks play host to the Pittsburgh Penguins. Two teams I really don't want to back right now, to be honest, because the Anaheim Ducks loses a four straight and 7 of 8 and 8 of 10. But the thing is about the Ducks is the majority of those games were losses to top tier teams like Florida in a back to back, Tampa Bay, Washington, Philadelphia. They got shut out 6-0 on the road. St. Louis 6-2, as well as Calgary and Edmonton. And it's not like the Penguins are world beaters by any stretch of the imagination. However, they've won 2 of their 3 games on this road trip, which is maybe a sign of encouragement for Pittsburgh, considering that the road is where Pittsburgh has been less effective this season. And like I said, it's just hard for me to get behind the Anaheim Ducks right now, just given the state of where this where this Ducks team is right now. So I'm going to lean towards the Penguins here on the money line at -150. Now we head to Climate Pledge Arena where the Seattle Kraken take on the Washington Capitals. And Seattle's in some decent form right now. Winners of back-to-back home games in 4 of their last 6. But the thing is for me is that in this game, the wins for the Seattle Kraken are coming in games where they should probably be winning. I think the only game that you could consider a really strong upset is against the Los Angeles Kings at home. But keep in mind, that is a Kings team that plays better at home. They're one of the best home teams in the NHL. It's not like last year where the Los Angeles Kings were winning games in bunches on the road. So the Kings were favored in that game because they were the better team, but they didn't get the win there. The other wins, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo again, two teams in Buffalo and Pittsburgh that have had some serious issues. The Washington Capitals are one of the more consistent teams across the board in the NHL. They've won 5 straight games. They've won their last 3 games on the road against Nashville, Ottawa, and Edmonton, playing great defense along the way. They've given up 2 goals or less in each of their last 5 games. I just feel like the Washington Capitals are the better team in better form right now, so give me the Washington Capitals here at -150. And our final game on Thursday's card takes us to the SAP Center for a rematch between the Nashville Predators and the San Jose Sharks. And, we sort of went at this one on the morning show. We were talking about the San Jose Sharks as an underdog. And at times the Sharks have been able to provide some value. But then there's games like the last game where they were up 5-1 at one point on Nashville in that game, gave up 6 unanswered goals to lose that game 7-5. So maybe the Nashville Predators are back and finally living up to some of the expectations that were set out for them after so many high-profile moves in the offseason. They've won 4 straight, 6 of their last 8, and a lot of those wins have been coming on the puck line. So if I had to lean towards the side here, I'd probably go towards Nashville, laying the 1.5 goals. But I'm going to go back to the over 6 here. I think that there's going to be some goals in this game as well. Whether it's a blowout or a tight game, we've seen a bunch of goals from Nashville as of late. They scored 13 goals in their last 2 games. Over the course of that recent homestand, they had scored a combined 21 goals, and they've been able to put up goals in bunches. San Jose, on the other hand, over the course of this 4-game losing streak, has allowed a combined 21 goals of their own, 4+ in each of those 4 losses, including 13 goals allowed in back-to-back games. I think we got some goals coming here, like I said. So give me the over 6 between San Jose and Nashville to round things out. That's it. That's all the NHL action for Thursday, January 23rd, 2025. Again, if you like this content, make sure you smash that thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Let me know your NHL picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my daily $15 best bet, head on over to pickdawgz.com and click the Premium Picks tab at the top of the page. I wanted to let everyone know before I signed off for the video, there will be NHL premium plays on the premium side. If you want to know which ones those are, you're going to have to grab a long-term pass. They're only going to be for long-term subscribers. So make sure that you jump on board. And again, remember to use that promo code PICK at checkout for 15% off your purchase. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys.